Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. Today I'm just doing a bit of a review of a few of the products that I've bought, the sealed products that I bought to put aside for later, either for, I guess, kind of investment purposes, or just for opening in the future, or just for something nice to have looking on a shelf. So, first thing that I bought a couple boxes of was Throne of Eldraine. I think this will tick up a little bit. I don't think it's out of reach yet. It was nice that the couple boxes I bought were from the Japanese print run. I didn't think I'd get that. I was kind of puzzled because like the bottom of the box was weird, and then I'm like, okay, well, the first Throne boxes I ordered weren't even from the Japanese print run, so that was a nice little surprise. Not that it really matters that much, other than I guess the cards are printed they're a bit nicer for the most part, but I think Throne will take a while before it starts really moving, just because like it wasn't completely upended by the pandemic. So for the most part, a lot of this stuff is just going to be stuff that I'm trying to shore up positions of, because I kind of ignored them during the pandemic. Ikoria is another one that I kind of was lacking in. I think I missed like some of the better sales, and then I was kind of like trying to wait it out till they had better sales again, and it just never lined up with when I could afford them or not. So one of the stores that I had some store credit with ended up getting a few boxes in stock again, so I ended up pulling the trigger and grabbing 3 Ikorias just to put in a pile, and then try and figure out what I'm doing with it later. I think even if they reprint the Triomes in a limited, like if they did the ultimate secret lair with the Triomes, because like with the with the streets having the Triome, I don't think they'll go down that much, because like I don't think stores get a lot of those ultimate secret lairs, and the Triomes are actually a lot higher than I thought they'd be at this current point, like $10 to $20. Like I thought they'd be kind of more languishing down a little lower, like maybe around $8 to $12, but is what it is. And then the next 2 things were Would You Rather, and I ended up getting one of each, I guess as a hedge. So first off, I got 1 Dominaria left. So this was one that was, the print runs were cut off early. It is a well-liked set, but at this price, I don't really see it jumping that much more. I should have got a lot more when it was a lot less, but I figured I'd get one more to round out what I have and be able to put one on the shelf and go from there. I was debating between getting that or getting a few bundles. A couple of the shops that I saw bundles for, they were just outrageous. So, like, I'm not paying $100 for a bundle or more. Like, I saw one store even a lot more. I'm like, forget that nonsense. And then the other thing that I got was a Zendikar Rising Collectors. I think these will creep up because a lot of people in the States have put a lot of shone a lot of light onto it, where like there is a lot of like kind of quasi floor pricing with if you open this. Like the floor, I would consider the floor of the Zen Rising a lot higher than the floor of the Dominaria, just because you get the box toppers, you have the chance at the foil toppers. So that'd be probably like 100 and something a box, even for the worst. Like not 100 and something for the worst, but like you'd be able to probably get $100 to $200 on your toppers, like on average. Like I guess that's a big range, but you'd be able to get at least $100 something on your toppers if you end up opening them, usually at least. So yeah, so I figured I'd grab one of those before they jump up, because I was gonna look at like a Modern Horizons 2 collectors, but like the few stores I looked at, they jumped them right up. Like there was stores in the 400s, and now they're like almost 600. Or I'm like, I'm not paying 600 for that. Like I just can't do it. Like I'll just do 2 drafter set Modern Horizons. Like yeah, it's not as good, and but you can still get the like retro frame fetches and stuff in the draft and set packs. So like, do I need to have the top of the line? Not necessarily. Like I still have a few of the fetches that I ended up opening from my opening. So is it easier to get some of the nicer framed cards? Yes, but it's also like I could get 2 of the other boxes for the same price, and I'm not sure that you can get, like, your ceiling's probably a bit higher in the collectors, but is what it is. And then I bought a few commander decks. Instead of just sets, I bought a Lorehold deck, a couple of the Lorehold deck, because it's the best deck out of the Strix commander. I think if I can find them, more of them, like most of the stores have them like $55-$60 in Canada, that I find 50 if they put all the decks at the same price. But I found a store that had them for 40, and it was one of the stores I had some store credit with. So I snagged the ones that they had. It just has like so much value with, like, you look at it and you rip it apart and you can like do well with it even. So it's not going to be a deck that has like a dockside in it and it becomes like a 60, 70, 80. I guess that deck's now like almost 100 in Canada, or around 100. Like I don't see this deck going to 100, but I also see it as a safe play where like the deck will go up a little bit, or like you can just rip it apart for parts. And then that brings me to the next one is the Aura of Courage deck. It's another one of it's a deck from the AFR commander decks. So it has like also like a lot of good cards in it, like a lot compared to like the other decks. Like you've got the Heroic Intervention, you got the Pure Steel Paladin, you got like a few of the new equipment and auras. You also have Sword of the Animus. Like you have like some like very, like I don't want to say resilient, but you have some like fairly like stable cards. Like even if they get reprinted, like they still hold decent value after a reprint. Like the Intervention, I would have thought would have got crushed down, but it's still pretty strong. The Sword of the Animus is pretty strong. Even Pure Steel got a reprint in Double Masters, and it's still holding like a decent enough value. So I figured like I got these for 40 as well. I grabbed a few at 45 also, but so, and I find that like a lot of the stores in Canada just don't have a lot of stock. So I don't know if it's the same in the States. You guys probably have like Bezos with a billion of them or something, like throwing them out a window at everyone. But if you try and order it off Amazon in Canada, it's just miserable because you get like dinged with extra fees, I find, for Magic at least. So just is what it is. And there's distortions with that, like where like sometimes you can find sealed product cheaper than in the States, or what it would be with the exchange. So yeah, so those are the things that I end up adding to. I probably will do a video like this every month, but hopefully it won't just be boring, the same thing every time. But hopefully I'll be able to buy something different, or come at it with a different angle. And I guess my question is to you: which would you have bought of these two, a Zen Rising Collectors or a Dominaria? Leave comments in the leave a comment in the comments, I guess. Thanks again for stopping by and listening to my ramble. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care and see you next time. Bye.